Welcome to the Decimal Point Analytics Unplugged, where we explore the latest advancements in technology and their impact on various industries. I am your host, Supriya Praveen. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Gaurav Gupta, Managing Partner at Decimal Point Analytics, who will be sharing insights on creating efficiencies with technology. Gaurav, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Supriya. It's a pleasure to be here today talking to you. Looking forward to our conversation today.
Before we dive deeper into the topic, Gaurav, could you please introduce yourself for our audience and tell us about your journey with Decimal Point Analytics?
Certainly. So I'm Gaurav Gupta. I'm a managing partner at Decimal Point Analytics. My role here, I've been involved with Decimal Point Analytics since its inception. So I'm part of the founding team. And my role here is essentially to oversee business development, and also the overall strategic direction of the company. And it involves me spending a lot of time with our customers, predominantly overseas, and spending time with them, trying to understand, all the challenges that they face, in an extremely dynamic environment that we all face. And it is my job to then get those challenges, see how we can provide solutions to them, using our technology and, our capabilities to help manage, different aspects of these business processes. And so that's broadly what I work on.
It's great to understand your role at Decimal, Gaurav. So now let's start today's session by discussing automation and artificial intelligence. In what way can these technologies contribute to creating efficiencies in business processes?
So, automation and technology is very, very strongly and rapidly changing the business environment, within, across all segments of business and industry. And basically, data and technology is something that helps businesses take, faster decision, more efficient decision, making their businesses profitable and more competitive. And it's basically how the technology helps these businesses process this. First of all, get access to data, and then process it efficiently, provide great insights, and then enable our customers to act on those insights. And that is what is making our customer segments and the industry more and more efficient, and deliver goods better to their customer segments.
That's fantastic, Gaurav. However, implementing new technologies can often pose challenges for organizations. What are some common obstacles that businesses face when trying to improve efficiencies through technology, and how can they overcome them?
So, see, most cases, obstacles or challenges that businesses face is on two folds, one or three folds. First is availability of data within the industry or within the company. A lot of times, businesses are run with not a very methodical approach in capturing data and information. So those data sets and information is not easily available for the technology to process. So some of their technology could be outdated. They're working on on, let's say, a system profile which has a limit to which it can create or introduce more and more latest technology into their business processes. So that's the second challenge. And the third challenge, of course, is let's say the individuals and people within the organizations who are not really used to working in a technologically more advanced environment. So these are the three challenges, and I think these are overcome when you are able to provide guidance to these businesses as to what kind of technology infrastructure they need to keep, or we are able to create, let's say, supplementary processes where we extract the data from unstructured sources and put it into structured infrastructure, and then allowing that to be analyzed. And as regards resources and people who are working within these organizations, I think that is a definitely a very organizationally, their own, let's say, internal DNA, which I think a lot of leaders, dynamic leaders, are able to bring a change within that through constant training and enabling them to sort of get access to new ideas and how to sort of run those systems and processes. So that's I think that is one of the ways to overcome such a challenge.
That's very insightful. Thanks for sharing the details, Gaurav. Now, I'd love to hear more about some real life case studies where decimal point analytics has successfully implemented technology driven solutions to optimize their clients' operations and achieve significant efficiencies.
Sure. So decimal point analytics has been, working with customers, and virtually all our solutions involve deployment of technology and AI and different latest applications of such technologies. I mean, I could perhaps cover a couple of them. In some cases, there are very, very large organizations having almost, in this particular case, they had 10,000 vendors whom they had to constantly monitor and see whether they're following proper business practices, and especially in the current environment of focus on environmental issues, social issues, and governance issues. So we actually established a very comprehensive process of tracking news on 10,000 vendors all across the world, and using AI to really spot out any red flags vis-a-vis some of those critical issues, and then pointing at that out to in the form of a very methodical dashboard for the right segments within our client. And so this is a very, very interesting application of not only using automated system extracting news, and mind you, there are multiple languages involved here because across the world, and then applying textual analytics to find out sentiment analysis and identifying red flags. So this is one case. Another case, we had an engineering firm which produced life-saving medical devices. And it's very important to have predictive knowledge of whether those devices could fail. And we assisted this company in identifying through the noise files of any potential error coming up, and thereby reducing the cases of risk to the patient's life by predicting potential failure of the device. So that's another interesting application of technology of analyzing sound files and then predicting a potential failure. So these are a couple of interesting examples of such applications.
Yeah, they're very interesting. I mean, of course, like when it's related to health, of course. So could you also provide us with some specific processes or tasks within the financial service industry that have been streamlined or automated through technology, resulting in improved efficiency?
Absolutely. I mean, decimal point analytics focuses significantly on financial services industry, and it's and we find it being one of our major segment because financial industry is one thing which has adopted technology in a way no other industry has done, and they don't have any choice, because financial industry essentially depends on data, on taking virtually all their decisions. It just runs on that. So as regards financial services, virtually all parts of their business, regardless of whether it's a bank or an insurance firm or an investment manager or a financial broker or investment banker, everyone is now running their business on the back of technology, whether it's front office, mid office, back office. It's essentially, uh, you know, getting access to data, internal or external, putting it, housing it in the right kind of infrastructure, creating right kind of data infrastructure environment, and putting the right technology to analyze it, create insights, and then making it accessible to various business stakeholders within this financial services. And as you can well imagine, I mean, financial services is a huge industry with multiple facets. Will be difficult to answer as to how, which different part. Everything is automated, whether it's, like I said, front, mid, back office. All of that is getting completely revolutionized and optimized in terms of their operations and speed.
Thank you for those examples, Gaurav. Now let's talk about data analytics. What role does data analytics play in identifying areas for improvement and creating efficiency within an organization? How can businesses effectively utilize data analytics to drive positive outcomes?
Absolutely. I mean, like I just said, data is something that really strongly runs the core of all knowledge-based industry or businesses, and even other industries. They do need the data to take business decisions that could make impact on their financial profitability. So data is basically first of all very, very important, because the scale of data that is now coming out is tremendous. It's I mean, I think anecdotally, somebody was, I remember reading that the data that gets was captured in the last 50 years of the previous millennia, up to 1950 to 2000. You know, that amount of data is now getting generated on a single day today. So the ability to actually process this scale of data and do it in a manner that there's least amount of error. There are automated systems of identifying potential errors, and the speed of which that needs to be analyzed, so that any business is competitively in a good spot to make progress. So data is absolutely critical in all businesses today, and it's important to have the right kind of data infrastructure, not only of getting access and storing, but also analyzing and taking very effective decisions on it.
Thank you, Gaurav, for sharing your valuable insights on automation, artificial intelligence, and data analytics in creating efficiencies within organizations. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Well, thank you, Supriya. I really enjoyed having a conversation today, and thank you for the opportunity to discuss some of these very, very important topics for us today. Thank you.
I would also thank our listeners for tuning into this podcast of Decimal Point Analytics Unplugged. We hope you found the discussion informative and engaging. Stay tuned for our next podcast, where we'll continue to explore the latest advancements in technology and their impact on various industries. Until then, stay curious and keep embracing the future. Thank you.